I'm actually I'm actually set now. Yay, we've got it. It's Friday, Manny. We made it.
Oh, we
5
did?
days of the daily cup of genre, dude. I'm excited. It's been a while since we made all 5 days.
I don't think we ever have.
I mean in the past before our long break we did. And we're coming up on 200 episodes, man. I think this will be like 170 what? 179?
That was crazier for me to think about.
Yeah. 100. This will be episode 179, episode 46 since the relaunch, and I'm debating on whether or not I should pull a because what I did when we relaunched, I made the new episode number, and then right below on our thumbnail on the podcast site, podcast apps is the legacy number. So I'm thinking about pulling a Marvel and switching back to the legacy number when we make 200.
Oh my god.
just just like a wink wink nudge nudge type thing to geek culture, man. You and I love comic books, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So anyways, guys, welcome to the daily cup of genre here on the Genreverse Podcast Network and YouTube channel. Subscribe here on YouTube. Follow us on your favorite podcast app. Check out the website lrmonline.com. I'm Kyle at that Kyle Malone on Twitter. That's Manny at Manny Gomez Media on Twitter. And yeah, guys, welcome. 5 days. Thank you to everyone that does watch the show regularly. Really, truly, honestly, thank you. It's a lot of fun. And dude, I have to start off with getting your thoughts on the Super Mario Brothers trailer, because I got a reaction for everyone that wants to see a reaction, but let's get Manny's thoughts, and then I'll tell Manny what I thought of it.
Mario's voice is stupid.
Oh my god! And you and I are gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
It's like similar to changing Sonic's look. It's not iconic. It's not what anyone remembers playing Mario.
Dude,
from
oh my god.
Super Mario all the way on
we're
to
gonna
the
fight.
Current games.
Would you honestly listen to 90 minutes of Let's Go? It's a me. Woohoo! Would you really watch 90 minutes of that? Because I don't think anyone would.
It doesn't need to just be those.
Would you? Hi guys, let's go save the mushroom kingdom. No one would listen to that for 90 minutes.
But nobody wants to listen to Chris Pine either. So
Pratt. Do you not know what he's doing? Do you not know what he's doing? He's bringing in the Bob Hoskins New Yorker style, which was also used in the Super Mario Brothers TV show. This isn't something new, man. Like, oh my god, I know the live action movie was trash, and I'm not one of those that's gonna all of a sudden be like, hey, this is a great movie, you should all love it. No, it was not a good movie, but the precedence to use like a New Yorker accent is there, and I'm here for it, man. I hate you now. You're fired. I haven't fired you in so long. You're fired from a cannon into the sun. Okay. Other than the voice, what did you think?
I liked it. I thought Jack Black does a great browser. I kind of like that cool Luigi moment in the end.
Yeah.
Everything else is fine.
I laughed my ass off at the start.
I just hated the voice. That's it.
See, Christina's not a Pratt fan as a voice actor either. It was funny because before I watched the trailer yesterday, Nick and I recorded our She-Hulk review, and right at the end, because I was like, I'm waiting to go do this Mario reaction, and he's like, what do you think the voice will be like? And I was like, I don't know, man. There's no way he tries to do the video game style, and no one wants to hear the video game style even with full dialogue, because it would be even more ridiculous to hear the Let's Go saying stuff like, let's go do an adventure, we gotta save, like full dialogue would not sound right. It would no. And he was like, what if he just does the Bob Hoskins thing, like the live action? I was like, I never thought about that, because you don't think about that movie. It was an awful movie. Like, don't watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go watch a clip to hear John. Can you say John Leguizamo?
John
The guy
Leguizamo.
Thank you. He plays Luigi. He did a really, really great job. Bob Hoskins played Mario, and he has the that New Yorker accent, and I think maybe he was even using Brooklyn or Bronx. I think there was one of the B boroughs that he was specifically using, but it works for that. But don't ever watch the movie, and don't watch Double Dragon either, because that was worse. That was way worse. I just showed I had the Australia because that was the only one that came up in the North American. In North America, it's going to hit April 7th. It boggles my mind on YouTube how I will look up a trailer, and first off, the studio's YouTube channel is rarely the first one on there. Like, you look up a Marvel trailer and it'll be like IGN or GameSpot up top, and you're like, why isn't Marvel on the top of their on the top of their own search? But for those that might have seen March 30th, that was the Australia Universal Studios YouTube channel. So yeah. Anyways, I'm excited, dude. It looks better than what I thought. Like, really, it does.
It looks fine. Like, it doesn't. Like, some people who are like really overreacting to how amazing it looks. Like, it's an animated thing. It's more,
I love it. But yeah, it's animated.
It's like, it's fine. Like, it's not. It's like, if it was released on streaming, if it was released on theater. No, like, I almost feel like it doesn't even need to be in theaters.
Oh,
like,
God, no, you're fired again.
It's like, it's fine. There's nothing. There's like seriously nothing special about it. It's like watching somebody else play a video game.
Other than it could be the third or fourth good video game movie we get potentially. I'm not saying that it's a guaranteed hit by any means necessary, but it definitely
just a huge commercial for Universal theme parks.
Well, yeah,
so.
Everything is a huge commercial for something else. I mean, man,
Super Mario is one of those video games that's always better to play.
Well, I'm not gonna disagree that might end up being the case, and there is a real danger that this could end up being a what do you say, Lego movie type situation where it just goes off the rails. The first Lego movie is great, adorable. I loved it. It's a great fun family film, but by the time you get to the second one, they're getting all wrapped up in the meta references, and it's like it almost becomes a kid-friendly Rick and Morty episode.
But like, that's kind of what it
loses some of the heart.
That's kind of what Legos are, though. Like, you can do that. You can take different universes and combine them in.
And
Legos.
they did that really well in in the first one, but in the second one they went a little bit extra with like the real world stuff, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like that type of meta, and it's still fine, but it doesn't have the heart that the first one had. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph is very similar. I mean, look at the and I love that. That's my all-time favorite animated film is Wreck-It Ralph. And the second one kind of did the same thing. It went a little bit too far from what they had done in the first one, and then you're like, well, it's the internet, and you're like, yeah, but when you're so busy looking for all of the internet stuff, instead of looking at the story, because that's what they were kind of selling in the advertisements and stuff. If you watch the original one again, you see that, yeah, all of the like Easter eggs are really front loaded. All the fun, oh look, there's Sonic, there's Pac-Man, here's the cherries from the Pac-Man. They all happen there in the really early on, and then later in the after the first act, man, it's all about Ralph and Fix-It and Vanellope, and I love that. I love that movie. So I hope that this manages to capture that Lego Movie 1, Wreck-It Ralph. I really do. I'm super excited. No, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I am happy they went animated instead of live action, because
it's just a really hard concept to do live action. Like, I'm still terrified at what we're gonna get for One Piece from Netflix.
Yeah. And
like there's some
anime
things,
adaptations are a completely different monster, but
but
I would be scared
there's some
too.
things that shouldn't be
live action,
yeah.
And
that's okay.
I agree. I agree. The thing with video games, like you pointed out on our conversation with video game movies earlier this week, that it's a different experience. You're playing as the character. You're going through the adventure yourself, and to translate that on screen and appeal to as many people will be more difficult, like you said, because everyone experiences it differently. Anime has the issue of it's crazy. A lot of the actual things that happen in many anime series are very, very hard to do, even with modern special effects. The color palettes are different, and what people perceive as okay in style and delivery of everything from music to fight choreography to the actual acting. And in the case of anime, it's voice acting, but all of that is very unique, and you can accept certain things in a animated format that you can't really accept in live action. And when they try to adapt too much and say, okay, we're just going to keep the core of the anime story, but make it live action, make it make sense in live action, then you also lose the people that are fans of the anime and fans of the craziness and wackiness. So it's very, very hard to adapt. And I don't know why we even need to. Like, honestly, if you guys are like, yeah, man, I'll watch One Piece live action, but I won't watch the anime. Don't watch either, because if you're too mature, if you're too grown up to watch anime with giant jiggling anime boobies, which is not for kids, then you're probably not mature enough to really appreciate live action stuff either. So honestly, if you're just, I'm not watching cartoons, get bent. Honestly, it's fine. This isn't the Hanna-Barbera days. This isn't even the 90s of the Simpsons. No, I love them. I'm just saying that cartoons are not just for kids anymore, and they haven't been for a long time. And I don't even mean just not for kids in the fact that Family Guy and American Dad, it got dirty. No, I'm talking about like high cerebral like thoughts and stories and character development and things that you only get in Scorsese type films, but yeah, you can get it in freaking anime as well. So
like the storytelling in some anime is so deep and so like just very, very well done. Like it's like any other medium that is animated. Comic books are another perfect example where it's like, oh, these are for kids. It's like, no, some of them are like, there are some for kids, but some of these stories are way more adult themed than you'd think.
They require you to have had certain experiences to even comprehend it or fully enjoy the story. You have to have gone through certain ages. Like maybe you need to already have been a teenager and experienced the uncomfort of puberty or the trauma of being bullied in high school. Maybe you have to have already been an adult and dealt with things with marriage, divorce, child raising, bearing, all sorts of things that you would never really be able to relate to without having experienced it first. And they write those stories, like you said. Yeah, man. Games too. Video games too.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. It's just it's funny because it just reminds me of there's somebody was I guess there's some people who were like really hating on adult Happy Meals. and somebody's like, I was like, well, all these people that are hating on adult Happy Meals need to shut the heck up, because this is a different world we live in where we're forced to work a 9-to-5 job where we're underpaid. So we like to go home to our anime and escape. And yes. and if we need a Happy Meal to go with that, so be it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was well said.
So you mentioned yesterday a story that you had heard, and I'm going to pull up the an article here in a second about some Texas moms that might be railing against Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, that was a stupid story. I had seen it on Fox News the night before, and it just made me laugh because to a certain degree, not that far, but my mom will always kind of shunned us for watching certain things like that too.
Yeah,
because it had to do with spirits and whatever and whatnot. But not to the point to where, you know, there. Well, then again, there wasn't Facebook back then, and my mom has never been a Facebook person. And so yeah, it was just a really. It's just like It's funny because to a certain degree, I have also had a superstition like that, which is why to this day I haven't watched The Exorcist at home. And to be honest, I haven't watched it, period. I do believe in spirits and things of that nature, which is why I will never be in the same room with the Ouija board. Because I do believe you can conjure up spirits through, like, if you're really inviting them in, like, I do believe that. I believe I have had ghost experiences before, especially when I lived in a house that at some point in the past used to serve as a viewing house for a funeral viewing house. So yeah,
Americans are like the only people that really do open casket viewing. It seems like the rest of the world finds us really weird for doing that.
We're really weird for a lot of dumbass reasons.
We are. We are.
Yeah, like yeah, just the English language alone. I remember when I was learning French, one of the first things on the
Brits.
Yeah, one of the first things that our teacher did was show us how screwed up English was.
Why is there a silent K? What the hell?
These three words sound exactly the same, but are spelled differently and
have completely different meanings.
Anyway.
They're over there needing their assistance. You know, like, holy crap.
Yeah, I feel bad for foreigners who are learning English, not the other way around. Because you could take like Spanish and then like it's close to Portuguese, which is kind of close to some degrees, but not like in the structure to like French and things like that. And like you just have to, you know, learn the words.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things. I too, a man of faith, I do believe there are supernatural things, of course, ranging from angels and demons to deity, but the idea of magic and stuff like that is very, very nuanced, because a lot of it's 100%, and I know I can already hear people saying all stories are made up. Yes, but a lot of it is completely made up. Speaking Latin does not make something a spell, and
just makes it you can't understand it.
You're just talking Latin. Now there are, of course, people that have written spells and written spell books, and people that have created rituals and things like that. The mom mentions, you know, she says, where was that quote? I just had it. Crap. She was sitting there saying, like, you wouldn't know what spells you could be casting watching this. There it is. Everybody thinks it's fake and innocent, but they could be casting any type of spell that they want to. Anything could be coming through that TV screen and into your home. I mean, somewhat some people, like you said, inviting certain things, but there's a difference between entertainment and letting a story be told versus participating in something. And my grandmother was real similar with Harry Potter, where she was telling my sister, you know, just by reading the words, you're doing the spell. And it's like, I get it, Grandma, you're sure, but no. You know, I too have had times where something made me uncomfortable, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna partake in that, and that's fine. But there's plenty of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I feel no conviction to stop watching Buffy. I feel no, like I said, I can draw a fine line between entertainment and participating in something. I mean, if someone tells you a story on the news, is it any different than seeing it in a fictionalized version on screen? And again, to each their own. I'm not hating on anyone, but I mean, the Satanic Panic was a real thing, man. Like they not only convinced people that certain games were bad, but they convinced kids to tell police and investigators, therapists, that their families had done awful, horrible things to them that never happened. Leading people on, planting ideas, all sorts of awful things. If you guys think it was just like what you saw on Stranger Things with Dungeons and Dragons, no, that was a taste, but it got a lot worse, and it went beyond Dungeons and Dragons. Like I said, there were people put in jail for atrocities that they didn't commit because a therapist and a district attorney convinced kids that something happened to them. I would hope we're not going to get into anything like that again.
No, I honestly think that we
it's just a one-off for right now.
We are kind of living in an era now where it's a lot more accepted, thanks to things like Stranger Things and and just in general, also the understanding, especially in school, I don't know, because there's some conservative places, man. I don't know what the hell they teach in school.
But on that complete 180 of some of the crazy crap that comes from the far left, the far right with some of this stuff. Whew, man.
So just the fact that a lot of things that were considered magic, witchcraft, come from either political ideology or just misunderstood technology.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it is very, very well known that although there is, the practice of witchcraft,
yes,
the
absolutely,
majority of the witchcraft was created by the far right back in Salem. That wanted to oppress women.
I don't know if we would say right or
no, I know
left going that far back, but that would definitely be a religious.
It definitely a joke. It was
for sure.
And we do see it a little bit in Hocus Pocus too, because she's blamed to be a witch in the beginning because she doesn't want to marry, and she is going against the church, so obviously she's a witch, right? So
burn her.
And then
does she weigh as much as a duck?
Yeah.
I love Monty Python.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see that a lot of, but obviously the culture's there, and kind of the fun in it also sometimes, because it is also, just like same way aliens and Bigfoot and things like that, hell, just fantasy in general, to believe that there's something more out there, and it's made for so much good content.
Look, there's so much science fiction that has become science reality. Part of that because of geeky kids reading Jules Verne, reading crap, I forgot the one with the guy that first mentioned the word robot. Damn it, Asimov. If all these things, and people basically like, oh, I want a touchscreen computer like in Star Trek, and guess what? They finally became electrical engineers and designed touchscreen things like Star Trek. We also have the U.S. government not only changing the word or the phrase UFO to what is it now? It's unidentified aerospace and undersea phenomenon, where they're admitting that there is evidence and witnesses of things crossing from aerospace, so that's low orbit, the air like within our atmosphere, and then down into the water, and able to come back up seamlessly, and they're like, yeah, we can't tell if this is man, like that's beyond even Project Blue Book. So the idea that if science fiction could be real, why not supernatural stuff as well? And like I said, I'm a Christian through and through. I think I've had odd experiences. I think there's a lot of unexplained things. I'm not necessarily a Ghost Adventures type person, but on that level of like, oh, there's that much activity, but I'm not saying that there's not. And I never make fun of people for having their own experiences and sharing those, unless they're just straight up cuckoo. All the time. What's that?
I make fun of Zach Baggins all the time.
Oh man, their first like season had some interesting things. It was a fun thing, but that after that it all took off too much, and yeah. But anyways,
it's interesting to just dive into it sometimes, and then like especially with like ghost hunting and stuff like that, and going into supposed paranormal places. Mm-hmm. That is that's a really fun thing to do, and it's fun to talk to people.
Oh yeah,
and it's interesting to see how many people also locally, especially like in my area, mm-hmm. in any area, you put out a story about a supposed phenomenon, something that happened, and the amount of people who will corroborate the story and go, yeah, you know what, yeah, I saw that too. I do believe in that, and it kind of builds a lore, and it kind of it's just fun to have dumb little things like that. Even if you don't believe it. Heck, Oregon has made an industry out of Bigfoot, and I mean, they haven't really found him yet, but he's out there. No, those forests are dense, man.
I'm not saying it's look, it's more possible for Bigfoot to exist, in my opinion, than the Loch Ness monster, but you know, to each their own. It makes a lot of entertainment. It really does. It makes decent money on History Channel, apparently. So.
Yeah, also on Discovery, because I have these stickers right here. I don't stop believing from the Travel Channel. Expedition Bigfoot.
Nice.
Yeah, they gave them to me when I interviewed the cast last year. Yeah, so it's just cool. But yeah, parents going out there to go out of their way to like force their opinions on somebody else, go away. Whatever works in your household, fine. But to try and say you're saving everyone's kids, you're not. You might actually be shunning them, because this is something I really believe, and my mom has hated me for it. She says she has always believed that I exposed my daughter to horror too young. And to a certain degree,
I was younger, I bet.
To a certain degree, she was wrong and right, because my dad exposed me to Silence of the Lambs when I was like 5.
Ooh, that's way too early for that, and that's creepier, because that's like realistic type stuff. Cannibals exist and shit. The thing is, in a lot of Hispanic households, there's one TV growing up, and whatever the dad wanted to watch, whatever dad wants to watch,
that's what we're watching. And
that's not just Hispanic exclusive, but definitely. Well, whatever dad wanted to watch is. And then, no.
And then there's and then there's like those 2 or 3 moments every now and then where things are getting like heavy one way or another, and it goes, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And you're like,
okay. Yeah. Sure. I can still hear it.
Yeah. Well, what happened with my daughter though is she kept waking up while we watched The Walking Dead. And then also it didn't help that we go to conventions. Sometimes there's zombies walking around.
Yeah.
And things like that, and people in cosplay. So what helped her was, yes, there was an initial fear that because of the fact that she would see it, but then when she got the understanding of the behind the scenes of how and now that's why she's into makeup and things like that. She understood, she was able to handle it better, and now has become a fan of the medium of that genre, because it's fun to allow yourself to get scared. I honestly, I don't know why it's a thrill. It's a weird thrill where I hate it at the moment, but it's just a really fun feeling.
It's endorphins, man. It's the same reason why we ride roller coasters. We like to be scared because it gets us high. And that is the God's honest truth about it. We get high.
For me,
and I love it.
The scariest moment on a roller coaster is the 30 seconds before I get on and strap in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as soon as I hit that ride, like it's like my body goes, "Oh yeah, you've done this before." But those like 30 seconds before I get on, there's this adrenaline I feel that is not, you can't replace with anything else.
That's why we took Lucas to, even when he couldn't ride, we still went with him or took him with us to amusement parks and the fair, so he would get used to the sights and sounds of it, even seeing us have fun. And then as he was able to, whatever he could ride, he got on. I mean, earlier on it was just because mommy and daddy said so, but eventually it was, yeah, let's do this. And of course we didn't force him. Like if he said no, it was no. I'm not saying that we would force him, but he was at that age where if mommy and daddy said, hey, let's go do this, he was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I remember him riding the big rocking boat ride at Busch Gardens, and not the one that goes upside down because he was too small, but just the regular swinging boat ride, and he would be like white knuckled on the bar as it's like swinging, and then when it would release, he'd kind of like relax a bit, and then he'd be like this again, and he would be looking super scared. The ride would get done and be like, hey bud, you want to do it again? And half the time he'd be like, yeah. And then the other half the time he'd be like, no. But now he rides everything he can get on. So I'm pretty excited. Exposing kids to horror is always an individual thing. I saw The Exorcist before I was 8 years old. That's probably not good for most people. Yeah. But that didn't really have too much of an effect on me. Like I said, there's even a big difference, and I'm going to use this term relative to entertainment. There's a big difference between realistic horror, such as a murderer, slasher, like a Scream, or Silence of the Lambs, versus something supernatural. Notice I didn't just say fake, I said supernatural, like a Exorcist or zombies. I find getting a context from things that are supernatural, like zombies, is a lot better of a way to introduce someone to horror than something they know is just another human being killing other human beings, and I'm not talking like Michael where there's a supernatural element to it. I'm talking just straight up, a slasher like Scream. That to me can be in some ways more scary because, well, hell, guys, turn on the news and you'll see some horror stories out there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Go ahead. Yeah. No. It's a strange escapism that it just works. It's different. It's cool. It's not your action movie. It's something that catch you off guard. And if it's done well, it can be done well in different ways, through music, through visuals, through sound alone.
Oh, sound alone.
And through sometimes there's a lot of horror out there with good storytelling.
Yep.
So I think it's a great genre, and it should be shared. My daughter's already seen like the Conjuring films, and both it films.
Yeah. Ghost stories are some of the oldest stories on planet Earth. So
yeah, it is horror movies that put Universal on the map.
Yeah. New Line Cinema 2. All right, guys. I think that'll wrap it for Friday Frights and the Daily Cup of Genre for this week. I need to make some like title cards for Friday Fright segments and stuff like that. But that's a lot of brain power for me.
Whatever, you don't have anything else to do.
What we will have published, guys, we will have published 15 or 16 videos between Sunday and tomorrow, Saturday, this week. In that seven days, it should be 16, but my schedule is really packed today and tomorrow, so 15 or 16 videos, and they are all available on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching us right now and you're into Star Wars, anime, Marvel, not that you have to be into all of these, but if you're into any of it, general pop and culture, or general pop and geek culture, movies, comics, games, it's all right here. Daily Cup of Genre and Breaking Geek Radio cover everything. Marvel Multiverse Mayhem and the Cantina do Marvel and Star Wars news and reviews respectively. We have Anime-Versal Reviews as well, doing Chainsaw Man starting on Tuesday, and Spy Family Part 2 right now, as well as some, and all those go up wherever you get your podcast from, like Google, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, and the YouTube channel also gets some bonus things like genre shot trailer reactions, where I react to trailers. We did the Mario one yesterday, as well as AVR Squared. Christine and I are trying to put up as many reactions to first episodes for the fall 22 season shows that we're interested in as we can. We are definitely keeping Eminence in shadow. You want to watch a dude beat the crap out of some bad guys with a crowbar? Check out Eminence in Shadow. It's on High Dive, and of course we have the website lrmonline.com. All of our written articles go up there, reviews, celebrity interviews, and more. Manny's been doing a lot of really great work there. Cam is doing a lot of really great work there, and yeah, guys, check all of that out. Celebrity interviews also available on the website and the LRM YouTube channel from Gig and Nancy. Appreciate it, guys. Manny, what are you doing this weekend, man?
What am I doing? I'm doing a 5K tomorrow.
Ooh.
Probably seeing Smile because I haven't seen it yet. And then also my girlfriend I saw a few minutes of it. It's a horrific movie, Jesus Christ. But Terrifier.
Oh yeah, you were telling me.
And I think that's it. Extreme Rules WWE. They're having nice. a premium live event on Saturday. They don't call them pay-per-views anymore because they're on Peacock.
Yeah, I hope to take my family to Busch Gardens on Sunday.
Right on.
That's what we hope to do. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.